Let's start with the dangerous and slowly work our way towards the deadliest ones on the list.
Number 1. Peak Cavern Tragedy. You know that gut feeling that screams, "Don't go in there"? He didn't listen. Neil Moss, 20 years old, strong, curious, adventurous. He was exploring Peak Cavern in England, also known as the Devil's Arse. Seriously, that's the actual nickname. He found a narrow shaft deep inside. Nobody had explored it before, and he wanted to be the first. So he suited up, tied a rope around his waist, and lowered himself into a hole just wide enough for his body. About 45 feet down, he got stuck. The rock walls closed in on his chest. He couldn't go forward, couldn't back out. He was wedged between the earth, pinned like a fossil still breathing. And then his lantern broke. Complete darkness. No sound except the dripping cave water and his own breath, getting slower, shallower. Rescue teams tried for over 24 hours. They called for experts, tried pulleys, chiseled rock. But the more time passed, the more his body swelled from pressure. He drifted in and out of consciousness. And then he stopped responding. They couldn't bring him up. The shaft was too narrow, the risk too high. So they made a call. They sealed the passage with explosives. Neil is still down there, entombed in a hole the size of a mailbox. Not because he fell, not because of bad luck, but because he had to know what was at the bottom. Number 2, Vortex Spring, Florida. This cave had a warning gate, a literal metal grate with signs that said, "Stop. Cave diving kills." Ben McDaniel ignored it. He was 30, grieving his brother, rebuilding his life, and looking for something deeper. Literally. Vortex Spring, Florida. Crystal clear on the surface, but underneath, a black maze of rock, water, and dead ends. He slipped past the gate. Some say he asked a staff member to unlock it. Others say it was already open. Either way, he went in, alone, into an underwater cave with zero room for mistakes. And he wasn't certified for it. The silt down there is deadly. One bad fin kick and visibility drops to 0. You lose direction, you lose time, then you lose air. Ben never came back up. His truck sat untouched in the parking lot. For days, divers found his tanks, his flashlight, a dive slate with half-finished notes. But Ben? Nowhere. The cave's not that big. Expert teams scoured every tunnel, crawled into holes they weren't supposed to. Still nothing. Some believe he's still in there, trapped in a crack no one can reach. Others think he planned this, that he used the cave to vanish. No body, no bubbles, no goodbye. He dove into darkness and never came out. Number 3, Alum Pot Tragedy. This one's not about getting stuck, or drowning, or slipping. It's about bringing someone with you and not getting them out. Clayton and David Peacock, father and son. They went caving together in 2004 at Alum Pot, a deep vertical shaft in North Yorkshire, England. It's stunning. Lush moss walls, waterfalls crashing into the cave below, like something out of a fantasy movie. But what most people don't realize, it drops over 300 feet straight down. David, the son, was 19 years old, strapped into his harness, lowered by rope along the slick, rocky wall. Then it happened. A massive rock, dislodged from above, broke loose. Nobody saw it coming. It fell 60 feet and hit him in the head. Instant. Lights out. He was unconscious, dangling midair. His father, he was above him, on the same rope system. He saw it happen. He screamed his son's name. No response. They tried to lower him fast, but it was too late. By the time they reached him, David was gone. The worst part? He was doing everything right. He was wearing gear, using safety lines. He didn't panic, didn't mess around. But caves don't care how prepared you are. Sometimes they just take. And Clayton? He walked into the cave with his son and walked out without him. Number 4, Meander Cave Tragedy. He got stuck, trying to squeeze through for fun. This wasn't some solo expedition into the unknown. This was a chill weekend with friends, a group cave trip, just a bunch of people trying to have fun underground. Johan Reinhard was one of them. Young, curious, confident. The cave system? Meander Cave in the UK. Now, Meander is known for 2 things: water tunnels that look like they were designed for snakes. Somewhere along the route, Johann found a challenge crawl, a tight, twisted chute called the corkscrew, because of course it was, and instead of skipping it, he went in, head first. Here's the thing about the corkscrew. You have to lower yourself into a downward spiral, contort your body like you're made of rubber, and pray that your shoulders are smaller than your hips. It's one of those you can't panic kind of places. Johann got stuck about halfway through, arms up, head jammed, chest pressed between cold, wet rock. At first, he joked about it, thought he could wiggle free, but the tighter it got, the faster his heart raced. And that's the killer. Panic makes you swell. Your muscles tighten, your lungs expand, and suddenly you're wedged in like a cork. Friends tried pulling him back. Nothing. Rescue crews showed up, but couldn't even reach him. The tunnel was too tight for gear. They tried everything, tugging, twisting, calming him down. But eventually, Johann stopped responding. He died right there, still stuck. Face tilted upward, just inches from the next breath he'd never take. It took over 14 hours to extract his body. The team that pulled him out was traumatized. So was the local caving community. The corkscrew has been sealed ever since. Number 5. Nutty Putty Cave. Tragedy, Nutty Putty Cave. Even the name sounds squishy and harmless. It's not. It's a cave system in Utah with tunnels so tight, people used to joke that air barely fits through. But in 2009, that joke became a death trap. John Edward Jones, 26, father, med student, experienced caver, was visiting with his brother. He thought he found a familiar passage. He didn't. He slid in head first, into a tunnel no wider than your torso. But this one? It angled down. And it kept getting smaller. The deeper he went, the tighter it got. Until his body locked, completely upside down. Now, here's the catch. When you're upside down, gravity's your enemy. Blood rushes to your head, your lungs compress, your heart can't keep up. And in that tiny space, every breath made him slide further in. Rescuers reached him. They set up pulleys, harnesses, drills, everything. They couldn't move him. The rock had swallowed him whole, 27 hours. That's how long he was trapped, alive, talking, suffering. He died right there, lungs crushed, heart failing, still pinned upside down. Want to know the worst part? That tunnel was already marked "Do Not Enter," mapped, flagged, but there was no warning sign at the entrance. They sealed the cave after. His body's still down there, a permanent resident of Nutty Putty Cave. That's the thing about caves. They don't kill you out of malice. They just wait. One wrong breath, one wrong squeeze, and the earth doesn't let go. So next time you see a hole in the ground and think, I wonder what's down there, ask yourself, is it worth not coming back?